Hello, it's me again, Madam Jennifer from Educare TZ. Welcome, my lovely Form 2 students in our biology session. And in our today's session, I would like to welcome you again, my lovely Form 4 students, in our biology session where we are going to solve the biology paper 1 for the Necta year 2021. Welcome. Today's question is question number 7 for the year 2021. And the question stated that differentiate anaerobic respiration from aerobic respiration. Tabulate your answer as shown in the table. Here you have been given a table and you are needed to show the differentiation or to differentiate between the aerobic from anaerobic respiration by following the given guidelines. The first one is by stating the site in the cell where the aerobic respiration is taking place and where the anaerobic respiration is carried out. The second one is by substrate involved. When talk on the substrate, this is a reactant. What are the reactants involved in aerobic respiration and in anaerobic respiration? Another one is by stating the end product. What is the end product of aerobic respiration and what is a end product of anaerobic respiration? And the last one is by giving the amount of energy per molecule of glucose released during the aerobic respiration and the one which released during the anaerobic respiration. So that was our question. Now, before we answer our question, first of all, we have to be familiarized with ourselves, with where this question has been derived, so that we can use that knowledge from that topic to answer our question. This is science. It's all about the fact. It does not involve the use of common sense, but it needed the competence of a particular mastery in a particular topic, ability to understand something and use it and apply it in a variety of the issue you face in your life, in your daily life, in your community, also in answering a problem like this. These are the example of the problem which you have, or which you are needed to solve it while you are studying, you as a biologist. So this question, my lovely Form 4 students, has been derived from our topic of the Form 2. So this is a Form 2 question topic, which has been derived from the topic of the gaseous exchange and respiration. In that concept of the respiration, we say that respiration, this is a cellular process that involves the breaking down of the complex food substance step by step so as to release energy in form of ATP, which can be used for variety of the cellular activity like growth, development, maintenance of the body temperature, and repairing. So now, in this question, you are needed to give the difference between the aerobic and anaerobic respiration. We have two main kinds of the respiration, the aerobic and anaerobic respiration. The aerobic respiration, this is a type of the respiration that involves breaking down of the complex food substances, especially glucose, by the use of the oxygen, or in other terms we call the combustion reaction. It involves the burning or the breaking down of this glucose by the use in the process of oxygen to produce carbon dioxide, water, and energy in form of ATP, which can be used by the body. And the carbon dioxide is being released at the cellular waste through the exhalation to be used by the plant for photosynthesis. And when so on the anaerobic respiration, this is a process which involves breaking down of this complex food substance by the absence or in the absence of oxygen to produce either alcohol or lactic acid. So this in ATP. So this process of anaerobic respiration, it tends to take place in plant and animal. So it tends to differ. In plant, it tends to be called alcoholic fermentation, since it tends to provide the alcohol as the end product. And in animal, it tends to happen especially in the muscle cell, where the end product is the production of this lactic acid. So in this, once this lactic acid accumulates into the bodily muscle, is where a person ends up suffering from the muscle cramp. So after that short history on the aerobic and anaerobic respiration, now let us use these guidelines to answer our question by starting with the first one, the feature which is the site in the cell where the aerobic respiration takes place. The feature number 1 is the site in the cell. The aerobic respiration takes place in the mitochondria. You know that the mitochondria, this is the powerhouse of the cell. So the breaking down of this glucose in the absence of oxygen take place into the mitochondria so as to provide energy. So ndio kunakuwepo na Krebs cycle pamoja na glycogenolysis. We studied in detail katika topiki yetu ya respiration. You are mostly welcome. Just subscribe our media. Tafuta topic ya form 2 gaseous air respiration. You get a full package on how they process the whole process mechanism of anaerobic respiration. The anaerobic respiration yenyewe inakuwa ina take place katika cytoplasm. So in terms of cell tushaona kwamba aerobic ni katika mitochondria, anaerobic inatokea katika cytoplasm. Na second features ni substrate involved. Substrate, these are the raw material, the starting material. Katika aerobic tunasema kwamba kuna oxygen na kuna kuwepo na glucose na be broken in the process of oxygen. Kwa the substrate pale ni glucose pamoja na oxygen. Lakini katika anaerobic the glucose is being broken down in the absence of oxygen. Kwa the starting material or substrate ni glucose only. So kwa aerobic respiration substrate ni glucose na oxygen, lakini kwa anaerobic substrate ni glucose too. Na nyingine features ni end product. End product baada ya reaction, the end product ni nini? Katika aerobic respiration tukimreactisha glucose pamoja na oxygen, tunaenda kupata ni carbon dioxide, water na ATP. So this is a product for aerobic. Lakini kwa anaerobic tunasema kwamba it differ in plant and animal. Kwa plants tend to provide the alcohol, kwa animal na tend to provide the lactic acid pamoja na energy in form of ATP. So the product for aerobic respiration ni carbon dioxide, water and ATP, where water is used for as a universal solvent for variety of the activity into the body like transport, digestion. Carbon dioxide na be released as the cellular metabolic waste to be used for photosynthesis. Lakini katika anaerobic respiration the product ni alcohol sana sana katika yeast cell na vile vile lactic acid katika muscle cell pamoja na ATP. The last factor ilikuwa ni depending on the amount of energy ambayo ina be released per molecule. So the last one ilikuwa ni amount of energy per molecule which are produced. Katika aerobic respiration the amount of ATP ambayo ina be produced ni 38 ATP. Lakini katika aerobic respiration anaerobic the amount of energy ni only 2 ATP. So this total tunapata ni 40 hapa katika respiration, na kuwepo na zingine ambazo unaweza kupata total of 48 energy. So this is how the question number 7 needed to be answered. So you want to tu wewe na uelewa kutosha katika hii concept ya respiration. Another question is question number 80 for the year 2021. Our question states as follows. How is the axial skeleton adapted to perform its function? Give 3 points. How is the axial skeleton adapted to perform its function? Give 3 points. My lovely Form 4 student, I'd like to remind you, unapojibu swali make sure kwamba unaangalia instruction. Umeambiwa provide only 3 points. Make sure that you provide only those 3 points. Don't give 2 points or 1 point. You will miss the marks. Also, if you give the 4 points, you'll provide the marker extra marks. So make sure that you follow the instruction. So, ili swali limetoka katika our lovely topic of the movement. It is a Form 3 topic where this question has been derived in that concept of the skeletal system, human skeletal system, where we see that the human, the skeletal system, this is a system, is a framework which is made up of cartilage, ligament, tendons, as well as the bone. So we have two main types of the skeleton in the human being. We have the appendicular and the axial skeleton. So our question of interest has been derived from the second type of the skeleton, which is the axial skeleton. Now the question is you to state the adaptation of this axial skeleton. So for the benefit of those who have not yet read this particular topic of the movement, especially in this concept of the movements katika concept ya human skeletal system, I have to provide you a brief detailed explanation on what is axial skeleton. Baada ya kuweza kuwapatia, now you can go to the question. Lakini for those wale wanajua, jesi tutakupa pamoja katika adaptation of the axial skeleton. So what is axial skeleton now? The axial skeleton is composed of the skull, rib cage and the vertebral column or spine. Kwa hiyo axial skeleton yenyewe ili tuweze kuprovide adaptation, kwanza tuelewe axial skeleton ni kitu gani. So axial skeleton yenyewe may be composed of the skull ambayo ni fuvu, rib cage and vertebral column or spine. So these are the 4 components which made up the axial skeleton. So by describing these components, now we can know on how they adapted to provide the support to the variety part of the body of an animal. So by starting the first one, the skull. Skull hii hapa ni fuvu. Katika fuvu tuna nini? Kuna ubongo, kuna macho, kuna sikio, kuna pua. So let us see. The skull, this is a bony structure that form the head. Skull is a bony structure that form the head. This is a skull. And the skull consisting of two parts, namely cranium na visceral skeleton. So the part of the skull ni cranium pamoja na visceral. Hii cranium ndio where the brain ipo, na kuna this visceral skeleton. So cranium is made up of flat bone joined together to form the immovable joint. So hapa ni moja ya adaptation. Hii moja ya adaptation. Unaweza kujiuliza kwa nini sio cha binadamu kikigeuza huku nyuma lazima atakufa. Kwa sababu kuna this immovable joint ambazo zipo modified for the movement in only one direction. Mtoto either uwezo ukachukua kitu chako kugeuza kwenda nyuma. You can die. So the cranium is made up of this flat bone joined together to form immovable joint. Kwa ina allow the direction or the movement in one part. So these are the fixed joint ambazo zina allow the direction in only one direction. So they are called parietal bone. They protect and they close the brain and sense organ like eyes, olfactory organs, middle and inner ear. Paka hapo tunashapata pointi ya kwanza. Kwanza one of the adaptation ya skeleton ni kwamba they are made of this flat bone, example this cranium, ambazo inasaidia katika protection and they enclosing the brain na other part, example kuna organs kama eyes, olfactory organ, middle pamoja na inner ear. Na another cranium possesses special occipital bone. Hiyo special occipital bone ndio katika matengeneza taya ambayo kutoka na occipital condyle which articulate with atlas to form the joint. Kazi ya joint katika mwili we know it. And this is example of the human skull ambapo kuna kuwepo na cranium, ambapo within the cranium is where kuna kuwepo na ubongo na kuna other sensory organ, kwa mfano kama hapa eye socket ndio macho na kuwepo, kuna nasal bone ambapo kuna kuwepo na pua, kuna this occipital condyle, kuna mandibles, kuna maxilla ambapo kuna meno. So you see another components of the exoskeleton ni rib cage pamoja na sternum. Rib cage hapa imetengeneza mbavu, sternum ni hiki hapa kama cha katikati. Ukikata kuku unakuta ana mbavu katikati, kuna kama cartilage katikati, kuna fupa fulani hivi mlaini, then cartilage ni sternum. So most mammals have two pairs of the ribs, and ribs lies ventrally curved in the wall of the thorax pamoja attached to the sternum. The other side of the ribs are attached to the thoracic vertebrae, and 5 to 7 pairs of ribs are true ribs because they are attached to the sternum by cartilage. Kwa mpaka hapo tunaweza kuona another adaptation. Kama kuna kuwepo na hii hapa cartilage ambapo these ribs are attached to the sternum due to the presence of the cartilage. What is the function of the cartilage now? Tunasema kwamba cartilage, this is elastic material ambayo inaweza kuweza kubend. Hivyo inasaidia katika providing the flexibility, kwa mfano because within the rib kuna kuwepo na lungs. Kwa hiyo inasaidia katika ile expansion, inhalation or breathing process kuwa successful. This is example of the rib cage. Ribs ndio hizi hapa, sternum ndio hii hapa ya katikati. Alafu kuna attachment kati ya sternum na rib cage, kuna kuwepo na this cartilage. Kwa kazi yake within them kuna kuwepo na heart, kuna kuwepo na lungs. So this is one of the adaptation. Nyingine ni vertebral column. Vertebral column hii hapa imetengeneza uti wa mgongo. Au within himo kuna kuwepo cerebral, kuna spinal disc ambapo kuna kuwepo na spinal cord. Ambapo spinal cord ni part of the central nervous system which acts as the nerve conduction pathway for the transmission of these nerve impulses. So zina kazi gani? So the vertebral column, it is composed of the small 33 bones called vertebrae which extend from the base of the skull to the pelvis. Vertebrae which articulate with each other and are separated from each other by the fiber and cartilage called the intervertebral disc. So the presence of this intervertebral disc inasaidia katika free mobility, vile inasaidia katika kama shock absorber kwa ajili ya prevent that ule msuguano ya these bones during the movement. So this disc acts as a shock absorber and the main function of the vertebral column is to support the body trunk. Kwa hiyo umeona kuna intervertebral disc ambayo made of this cartilage kwa ajili ya supporting of the body trunk. Ndio within humu kuna kuwepo na uti wa mgongo. So it also accommodates the spinal cord against the physical injury. Kwa unaona this one of the adaptation. Vile vile the vertebrae are classified according to their location along the backbone. So this vertebrae tumeziona kwamba zinatengeneza this spinal these small bones which are called the vertebrae, they are classified depending to their location along the backbone, ambapo kuna hapa ndo structure vertebral column, ambao within them kuna hizi hapa hizi pingili hapa ndo vertebrae, ambapo kwa ndani hizi hapa ndio the vertebral disc ambayo saidia katika shock absorbing, na within them kuna hizi pingili, hizi ndo vertebrae ambapo zime classified depending on the position katika backbone, ambapo hapa kuna cervical vertebrae, kuna thoracic vertebrae, kuna lumbar vertebrae, kuna hii hapa sacrum, na hii ya mwisho ni caudal vertebrae. Now let us see them in brief. Kwa tuna 5 as you see katika diagram, kuna cervical, thoracic, lumbar, sacral na pamoja na caudal vertebrae. Tukianza na cervical vertebrae, these are the short bones that found in the neck region. There are 7 vertebrae that make the skeleton of the neck region. Kwa ukiangalia katika shingo hapa kuna kuwepo na 7 vertebrae, these are haya mapingili. So first 2 cervical vertebrae are called the atlas and the axis respectively. These are made up of this movable joint kwa ajili ya ensure the flexibility of the movement. You can rotate your neck hivi. So ni moja ya umuhimu wa this due to the presence of this vertebrae. Kingine ni thoracic vertebrae ambazo zenyewe is made up of 2 vertebrae together with the ribs and sternum. They tend to form this thoracic cage ambao ndio kuna kuwepo na this lungs. So inasaidia katika protection of the heart, lungs and some blood vessels against the injuries. So in addition, thoracic vertebrae play a role in breathing, which enhanced by movement of intercostal muscle. Kwa mpaka hapo unaweza kuangalia adaptation hapa thoracic vertebrae katika as one of the component of the exoskeleton. Kingine ni lumbar vertebrae. Tunapozungumzia lumbar vertebrae yenyewe, they are found in the lumbar or abdominal region. Kwa hizi hapa zinapatikana katika lumbar au abdominal. Tukishatoka hapa katika chest kama tunafuata maeneo ya nyonga. So ndio unapata this lumbar vertebrae. So they are found in the lumbar or abdominal region. Lumbar region is the lower back region of the vertebral column. So yenyewe ndio lower back region of the ya uti wako wa mgongo. There are 5 bones in the human that make the lumbar vertebrae. Unaangalia katika this abdominal area kuna kuwepo na katika this area kuna kuwepo na intestine, kuna kuwepo na stomach. What is the function of this bone now? Another one is caudal. Caudal, the one which usually found in this tail region. Maeneo ya this cervical area, this reproductive organ area. So these are the vertebrae found in the tail regions. Depending on the length of the tail, caudal vertebrae differ from one animal to another. This caudal vertebrae napatikana sana sana katika tail region of this organism, and it tended to differ from one person to another or from one organism to another depending on the length of their tail. So human possess 4 caudal vertebrae, and that are fused to form the coccus. Now let us be back to the question of interest. Swali letu sisi kuhitaji wewe uweze kuelezea only 3 adaptation of exoskeleton, lakini uweze ka describe this adaptation kama hujui exoskeleton ni kitu gani. What are the components of the exoskeleton? So after knowing their components, their structures, on how they looks like, now we can state the adaptation. Lakini zile once you answer during your question, make sure kwamba you stick to the instruction. Just you are needed to answer this portion ya adaptation. Ile nimeweza kuelezea the structure of the exoskeleton kwa faida wale ambao hawajahudhuria kipindi cha movement, ambao bado hajasoma kipindi cha movement. You are most welcome to subscribe it in our media so that you can be equipped with this knowledge of the movement. One of the very interesting and very interesting topic and very important for your performance in your final examination. So the adaptation of the exoskeleton now. First one, exoskeleton made up of hard bone. Example, the hard bone we see in the cranium, which is made up of the hard flat bone. So exoskeleton made up of hard bone hence provide protection of delicate organ of the body, such as skull protected the brain. So the exoskeleton is made of these hard bones. Example, the skull is to protect the delicate body part, like there is a brain, there is these accessory organs like eyes, ears, inner and middle ear. We have see there is ribs, where there is the heart, there is lungs. We have see the variety of the vertebrae, where the delicate bodily organ are located. Vilevile ribs have a long shaft, so as to provide the surface area for intercostal muscle movement attachment. Hii katika thoracic vertebrae. Tumeona katika Katika rib cage na sternum tunasema kwamba ribs wenyewe wanakuwa na long shaft bone ambazo zenyewe inasaidia katika provide large surface area, na vile vile kuna kuwepo na cartilage inasaidia katika provide large surface area for intercostal muscles, zinasaidia katika movement during the breathing, either during the inhalation pamoja na exhalation. Kwa hiyo inasaidia the gaseous exchange or the breathing process kuwa more successful for this organism. So this also is the adaptation of the skeleton. The last one ni kwamba skeleton have movable joint which provide attachment of the body part. Movable joint ni ile ambayo ipo capable of moving into more than one direction. Kwa hiyo inasaidia katika rotation, bending and variety form of the locomotion and the movement. So up to now, my lovely Form 4 students, that marks the end of our enjoyable session. Hope that you have learned something. In case of any misconception, don't hesitate to write it in the comment section. I'm here for you to help you, my lovely Form 4 students, so as to succeed in your examination and for excellence in your life. This is biology. Enjoy your life. Have a nice moment. Welcome back at Educare for further learning.